Hello, and welcome, my friends, to the next video in the Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you can stay consistent with your marketing and reach more customers. My name is Penny, and I'm going to be your guide through this content development process. I want to teach you how to create engaging content for social media, remarkable content for sales pages, amazing content for your email sequences, all of those things together. That's content, and that's what you use to connect with more qualified customers. And if you want to learn more about creativity and how this can help you develop your content marketing plans, I would love to see you hit that button below and subscribe to this channel. And below in the description box, I know how to talk today. In the description box below, there are a whole bunch of links in there. And one of the links that you're going to see is for something that I have just released called the Content Prompt Playbook. This is for people who are struggling to figure out what to post. And it's not just about your content creation process. It's an interactive workbook. It's going to give you some strategic prompts, and it's going to show you how you can, let's see, that's what I'm looking for, spark ideas. Spark ideas so that you can, create your marketing messages so that it sounds like your business. It's authentic to your voice and the customers that you're talking to. So instead of just relying on random inspiration, this is a step-by-step guide to teach you how to talk to ChatGPT so that it gets what you need for your marketing messages. Another link that you're going to see below is so that you can join us in the Marketing Strategy Collective program. This is my group program, my marketing group program that we get together on Patreon. So when you hear me talking about clients and you hear me talking about conversations that I'm having, this is where it's happening. It's happening in the Marketing Strategy Collective. We're a supportive group online space that we're here to help you with your marketing strategy. We're here to help you learn and grow, and hopefully your business can see some results. So you see the links below. You know what to do to learn more. All right, let's get into this today. Let's talk about marketing, and let's talk about what's going on with your marketing. What I really want to focus on is this idea of reskilling your marketing brain, learning new skills, learning new tools, learning new programs. Because here's the thing, what's worked last year, or maybe even 6 months ago, is not going to be working now. We are constantly in this attention economy where people are just trying so hard to grab our attention. There's so much going on with social media, algorithms, and all that stuff. And so what's happening is, here we are putting things out there and we're not hearing anything. It's just quiet. It's just crickets. We start questioning, are we doing something wrong? What's going on with our marketing? But you have to understand that just like your business, your marketing campaign, the marketing programs that we're using, the platforms, all of this evolves too. All of this changes too. So I want to talk about this today. I want to talk about this idea of relearning new skills, about adapting these strategies, because when things stop working, then we have to ask ourselves why they're working and what can we do to fix it. Because if we keep moving forward and we keep doing the same things over and over again, and we know that it's not working but we still do it, we're going to end up in this same place that we were 6 months down the road, at the end of the year, into next year, asking ourselves these same questions. So let's talk about this, because I know, I'm pretty sure about this. I know that we have all, as business owners, especially those of us who are managing our own marketing, we've had those frustrating moments where you find yourself putting in the same amount of effort that you always have, the same amount of content creation, the same amount of brainstorming, the same amount of research and all that stuff that you've been doing, but now your marketing is not working anymore. Your posts aren't getting traction, emails aren't getting clicked on, maybe you're running ads and they're not converting either, and you're just sitting here thinking, you know what, this exact same process, this exact same step, these exact same messaging was working for me, and now it's not. So let's start here. Why do things like your marketing stop working? What's going on here? And this is not a moment where we're pointing the finger back at ourselves and saying, it's me, I'm horrible, I'm terrible, I'm not valuable. That's not what I'm talking about at all. And that's not what we are going to be talking about. I want to talk about your marketing. I want to talk about the steps, the process, the system, your routine, your workflow, whatever words you want to use to put in there. Let's talk about what happens, why these things don't work now. There's a few big reasons, and this is what's going on. The platforms are changing. Social media is notorious for this. One algorithm tweak, and suddenly your reach tanks. Something that was really important on one social media platform and was affecting the algorithms is no longer important. Except we don't know that, so we still keep doing the same things over and over again. We keep looking at our insights or our analytics, and they're telling us, "Oh, you're getting views, you're getting impressions," but nobody's clicking on that. So the platforms are changing, and so we have to take that in mind. And so if the platforms are changing, it's also because our community out there, our customers are changing. Their behaviors are changing, their needs are changing, even where they're spending their time online is changing. And so for us to go into this thinking that if I just do the same thing over and over again, I will see the same results over and over again, is a misconception. Because what's going to happen is when platforms change and your community starts to change, then your business changes. Because the way that you talk about your business, the way that you've talked about your business, like when you first launched your business, when you first started talking, you were first sharing, why I'm so excited to be in business, why I started this business. It's totally different now than if you talk about it like you're 5 years in. The place you are at the very beginning is not the place you are now because of the experience, because of the time, because you know what's working and what's not working. So all of these things are changing. And if your skills don't grow with them, if you don't keep learning, if you don't keep moving forward to help you grow and see momentum in your business, you're just going to get stuck using outdated tactics and strategies and stuff that we all talked about 5 years ago. So the key takeaway from this is when you see your results dropping, when you are watching things like I just described, it's not always about, oh, maybe I need to post more. I need to create more videos. I need to do something differently. I need to work harder. But sometimes working like that isn't always the answer. Because if you're just doing more of the same things that aren't working, you're just spending more of your time doing the same things that aren't working. So that's where this whole idea of reskilling, relearning, continuing to learn comes in. And so how do you do this? How do you know if it's time for you to upgrade your skills? Let me give you a few indications here and things that I have noticed, not just from my clients and the people that I talk to in the Marketing Strategy Collective, but myself, my own business. I have found myself in this space. And I think that's why I keep having this conversation. And why I've even started this conversation. Because I keep finding myself in this space. And I keep wondering what's going on. And I've gone through the loops. I've gone through those questions in my head. Is it me? Is it valuable? Am I doing enough? Am I not doing enough? Am I showing up in the right places? Am I not showing up in the right places? All of those questions that we ask ourselves all the time. Well, maybe that's not the right questions that we should be asking ourselves. So if you find yourself in this place, if you found yourself the way I have found myself, what you're going to see is you're going to find yourself stuck in like repeat mode. Like you're posting the same kind of content. You're running the same campaigns, but the results keep shrinking. Like maybe you even copied and pasted something that you said, well, I ran it last September. Nobody's going to notice that it was a year ago. So I'm just going to copy and paste it, use the same image, use the same call to action. But it didn't work this time. So you're stuck in this repeat mode of just saying, it worked before, I'll do it again. And you also find yourself avoiding new tools or programs or apps excuse me, or even trends like AI, for instance. Maybe AI feels really overwhelming, and you're like, I'll learn later. I'll figure out video episodes. I'll figure it all out later. And seeing that hesitation like that can actually hold you back. And when we stop trying to learn, we stop trying to create new opportunities for our business. And what ends up happening is you feel behind. You see competitors out there trying new things and you wonder if you're missing out. Your engagement starts to feel, like stale because you're doing the same content, the same responses, there's no growth. And what happens is you're just doing the same thing over and over again and expecting new results. And I always say this every time I just said that sentence. Yes, that is the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Because it doesn't happen. What's going to happen to get different results is you have to take action. Because if anything that I just said just right now, stuck in repeat mode, avoiding new tools or trends, you feel like you're behind all the time. Watching competitors, you're not trying to, what if, and why is it me? But you can't help but notice comparison. And you're comparing because you're looking at your engagement seems to just flatline. So this is your sign. This is me saying it's time to learn how to reskill. This is me saying it's time to get back into the game of understanding that you're going to have to start learning some new skills, learning some new tools, learning some new programs. So I'm going to get into this whole thing. I want to share a framework with you that I use with the clients as well as with the collective. But before I share this framework, I want to make sure that you did subscribe and hit that little bell because I post new episodes every single week. And I am here to help you small business owners build consistent creative marketing systems that actually work. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. All right, so let me share this framework. This is a framework that I have used with clients as well as we've had conversations about this in the collective. The framework goes like this: audit, learn, apply. How simple is that? This is how we reskill. We audit. First step. Take a clear look at what's working and what's not. Look at your analytics. Look at what's driving traffic. Look at what's falling flat. Don't just guess. Pull actual numbers. Pull actual data. If you've never done this before, start tracking things. Do something right now. Create a baseline. Go to your social platforms. Create a baseline. This is where I am right now. The number of followers. This is my engagement. My email list. This is my click-through rates. This is my open. Google Analytics. This is the page views that I'm getting right now. This is my top 5 pages. Create a baseline if you've never done this before, and then 30 days from now, run a check again. Check all of those numbers again, and then you're going to start to see patterns. Usually by about the second, third month, you're going to start to see things. You're going to start to see this social platform is where things are falling off the cliff. This marketing message, this call to action, whenever I use this is not working. You're going to start to see it because now you've got data. You're able to audit with real data. So then when you start to use that data, you're going to see the gaps. And what I want you to do is when you look at the gaps, you're going to be able to figure out one skill. I don't want you to do like 100,000 things. I'm not asking you to sign up to, a whole bunch of DIY programs. What I am asking you to do is when you find that gap, pick one thing, one skill to learn that will fill that gap. Like, if your posts aren't reaching anyone, maybe it's time to start learning how to do short form video strategy. Because video strategy is still doing very, very well on social platforms. And if you're not doing short form video strategy, and what I mean by that are YouTube shorts, TikTok reels, Instagram reels, those are the types of things I'm talking about. Those quick little pieces of, those quick little moments, that short form video strategy. Maybe that's something that you'll need to learn. What about your emails? If you checked your emails, and your emails aren't converting. Maybe it's time to learn how to write better subject lines. Maybe it's time to spend some time understanding the difference between persuasive copy So maybe it's time to learn how to do a little bit more writing, to do some better converting writing. Let's see here. Your website. Maybe when you checked your Google Analytics, your website seems to be, flat. Not a lot of engagement, not a lot of people coming to it. So it's time to figure out some SEO basics. Maybe you haven't done any keywords on your website, so there's no organic search that's happening. So that's what I'm talking about when we see the gaps, when we find the pieces and parts where we're having issues and we're being challenged. We look at it as, what is the skill that I need to learn? Do I need to understand about SEO? Do I need to learn about email marketing? Do I need to take a writing course to help me write better copy? Spend some time with ChatGPT writing better copy. Those are the types of things that we're doing. But what we're doing is the key here is to find that one skill. Don't overwhelm yourself trying to do everything and solve all the problems, but fix that one problem. And then we get to the third step of the framework, which is apply. And this is the part that I think that most people skip. They get all into their audit and they're like, oh, this is wrong, this is that, and then they figured out what it is, and they're like, okay, I'm going to learn how to do this. And then they learn, they find a course, they download something, they get a video series, they read a blog, but then they don't implement anything. You have got to test these ideas into your business. You have got to experiment with these tools. You have got to see what happens, because you can't fix something if you don't fix it. And then what's going to happen is, you're moving through this whole process, there's going to be things that you're going to figure out. Okay, well, that program, I might need to tweak this a little bit, or that program didn't work, I need to go find another one. You will move through this process and you will learn what's going to work and what's not going to work. So think about this framework. We audit, then we learn, and then we apply it. Always make sure that we apply it. It's like a reskilling loop. It's like a loop that we go through all the time. So then after we hit that next apply, so we started implementing that, then we go on to the next audit, and then we go on to the next skill that we learn, and then we go on to the next thing that we apply. So it's a loop. And so if we continue to do this, then we allow ourselves to continue to keep learning. We allow ourselves to continue to keep growing. And so when we take these action steps, we allow ourselves to keep creating momentum with our business. So let me wrap this up and talk about how we can take these action steps with this, we're looking at the gaps in our skills. So if we think about it from that place, what I want you to do is this. If you've not done this before, what's the best thing that you can do if you're trying to audit something and you're not sure, how do I actually figure out the skill that's involved in it? What I want you to do is, I want you to think about, okay, so when you've audited your stuff, you've got all your audit, you've got your numbers, you've got all your information. So then I want you to do is, I either want you to grab a piece of paper or open up a Word doc, whatever it is that you do. Either way, on one side of it, I want you to write down all the stuff that's working well with your marketing that you just reviewed in your audit. Be specific, like Instagram Reels are getting engagement, or my referral system from my emails is getting some clicks, like that kind of stuff. I want you to be real specific. On the other side, I want you to write down what's not working. Again, be real specific. Where are you losing traction? My TikTok videos aren't getting seen. Where do you feel stuck? I still can't figure out how to create really good short form videos. I want you to write down like stuff like that, and then I want you to look at the what's not working list. And for each item, ask yourself, what skill would help me do this better? Like, let's say you're not getting enough traffic. So the skill would be understanding about SEO. You're not getting enough engagement. Maybe the skill is understanding storytelling, learning how to put storytelling into your sales offers, understanding how to do short form video. Let's say that stuff's not converting, taking some copywriting courses or learning more about email strategy. That's your skill gap. What you're going to do is, you're going to figure out which skill that you need to focus on, and that's what you focus on first. And I want you to think about how you can do this kind of audit every single quarter. So maybe once a quarter you do this audit, and you think about what skill you want to focus on, and then you have your focus of learning for that quarter. So I want you to look at it from a big perspective, because your marketing itself isn't broken. I want you to look at it like it's evolving. And when you evolve with it, when you start learning new skills and you're reskilling your marketing brain, you will learn how to adapt faster. You will stay ahead of the changes, and you, my friend, will keep your business growing. So thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode's giving you some ideas to start reskilling for your marketing, I would love to see you hit that like button and then hit the share button and share this with another business owner. And if you are looking for some more about this step-by-step process to help you work through this month's Marketing Strategy Collective Workbook is packed with tools and prompts that's going to help you work through this whole process. And of course, you want to take this further with us. Join us in the Marketing Strategy Collective. I would love to see you stop working in a solo bubble and join us in a collaborative space to get the help you need. All of the links are below. You know what to do to learn more. Because you are magnificent, my friend. And let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.